Same world, same opportunities, same 10 years, two completely different lives. And the only difference between them wasn't talent, it wasn't luck, it wasn't where they came from. It was three things: what they believed, who they decided to be, and the standards they chose to live by. Let's start with person B. It feels like he's moving, he's just busy going nowhere. And I'll show you exactly what that looks like. This guy has no real beliefs, no defined identity, and no standards. Just a want. He wants to fit in. He wants to have a good time. So he goes to a party. He has some drinks, and it's time to go home. There's no standard to guide his decision, so he drives. He gets pulled over, and now his entire life reorganizes itself around one night. He gets arrested, DWI charged, maybe jail for a night or two. Now he needs a lawyer. That's money he doesn't have. He has court dates. That's time he has to take off work. License gets suspended. Now he has to figure out how to get to the job he's already missing time from. His insurance doubles. And that raise he just got at work, it's gone. Every dollar of it. Every single morning he wakes up thinking about that one night. The anxiety of the court date hanging over his head, the frustration of watching his paycheck disappear before he even touches it, the embarrassment of having to explain to his friends why he can't drive. But here's what he does with all that. He blames the officer for doing his job. He blames the judge for not understanding his situation. He blames the system for being unfair. Because finding something outside himself to blame is way easier than finding the moment he made the decision that started all of this. And then it gets worse. Before he even gets his head above water, he's driving illegally. Because what else are you supposed to do? You still got to get to work. A friend sends him a text. He looks down. He looks back up. There's a tire in the road. So he swerves to miss the tire and hits another car. Now everything compounds. He gets a new ticket on top of the DWI. His insurance gets canceled completely. He's not just back to zero, he's below zero. 2 years into a 10-year stretch and he hasn't moved forward a single inch. He's exhausted, stressed, broke, frustrated, and he genuinely believes he's unlucky. But he's not unlucky. He made one decision with no standard behind it, and that one decision didn't just cost him a night, it cost him years. Not because the system was unfair, not because people didn't help him, because when you have no standards, you have no line, it stops you from making the decision in the first place. And maybe that's not your story. Maybe you've never driven drunk. But is there a version of this that is your story? A decision you made with no standard behind it that reorganized your life around a single moment, that had you waking up every morning thinking about it, blaming everything outside yourself instead of finding the moment that started it? That made you feel busy every single day, but not moving forward? That's not bad luck, that's no standards. And the scary part, you can't fix what you refuse to identify. The guy in the story wasn't unlucky, he just had no standards. Now here's what that same 10 years looks like when the foundation is there. Let's look at person A. And most people think successful people know exactly what they're doing. They don't. They just know how to get back on track faster than everybody else. Now this guy has done the work. He knows what he believes. He knows who that makes him. And he has standards that hold all of it together. His life has a direction, a path he's building toward. And standards are what keeps him on it. His overarching standard is simple: I'll do my best in every situation, no matter what. So life starts moving. And for a while, it's straightforward. He knows who he is. He knows how he operates. His standards guide his decision and he moves forward. Then life throws something new at him. College. Now he's never been away from home. He's never faced that level of temptation without his parents there to help him navigate it. He doesn't have a standard for this yet, so he steps off the path. But here's what's different. He doesn't spiral. He doesn't compound one bad decision with another. He figures it out. What do I believe about this? Who am I in these situations? And what's my standard need to be? And he gets back on his path. He graduates early. Then life throws something new at him again. Now he's got his degree, but he's never had to find a real job before. So he steps off the path while he figures it out. But he has a foundation to work from, so the time off the path is really short. He gets the job, he gets back on the path, keeps moving forward. Every time, same result, because the foundation doesn't change just because the situation does. Then he finds someone he wants to spend the rest of his life with. He's never done that before either. He has standards around relationships, but marriage is different. Now it's not just his standards, it's joint standards built with another person. So he steps off the path again while they figure it out together. But he knows what he believes, he knows who he is, and that foundation makes the conversation possible rather than impossible. They figure it out, back on the path. They keep moving forward. And by year 10, he's covered some real ground. Not because life was easy, life hit him just as hard as it does everybody else. But new situations, new pressures, new moments he'd never faced before. But every time life knocked him off his path, he had something to return to. That's what standards actually do. They're not just the line that stops the wrong decision. They're what pulls you back when life throws something new at you. The only time he ever stepped off his path was when life handed him something he had never seen before. And even then, he always knew the way back. So here's what you just watched. It's two people, same world, same 10 years. Both of them were busy. Both of them were moving. But here's the difference. Person B was busy the entire time, dealing with fallout, managing consequences, handling the wreckage of one night he made a decision with no standard behind it. He felt like he was moving. He just wasn't going anywhere. Now, person A was busy too, but every time life knocked him off his path, he had strong beliefs and a defined identity to pull him back. No compounding wreckage. No years lost to one bad night, just consistent forward movement. I look at both of them 10 years later. They had the same starting point, but completely different destinations. And the only thing that separated them was a foundation, which is three things: what you believe, who that makes you, and the standards that tell you how that person operates. Both of them felt like they were moving, but only one of them actually was. Now, you already know which one of those you are right now. The only question is what you're going to do about it. Subscribe and share this with someone who needs to hear it.